The community creature vote is back for Ark Survival Ascended. This time for the Valguero map. The entry period for the creature submission ends at 1 p.m. Pacific on February 20th. The voting will begin at 1 p.m. Pacific on February 21st and end on February 28th at 1 p.m. The winner of this creature vote will be announced in the community crunch on February 28th. The guidelines for the creature vote include one thread per creature. If someone already has made a thread with your creature suggestion, feel free to upvote that thread instead of posting your own. It must be a real world extinct, prehistoric creature. Developers are disqualified from posting their own ideas. Supplemental information is preferred. To participate in this creature submission votes, you have to register an account on survivetheark.com and be a regular member of the board, which requires 6 posts. Submitters are only eligible to win the creature vote once. Non-winning finalist submitters are still eligible to win the creature vote. Posts will no longer merge with similar submissions. The top 10 creatures will be selected from the top 10 upvoted creatures for a second round of voting using ranked vote. Now that we've covered some of the basics, let's go check out one of the creatures. I already had to look this one up. This is the Coelophysis, and as of the recording of this video, it has 256 upvotes, and it was submitted by Space P Joes. So we'll take a look at this thing and do the dossier read at the end. This is the first pet that I think we've seen in the top 10 for this go round. So yeah, it's got tags here, so it's going to be a mutation booster, an assassin. It's going to use maybe some unique pathing, a dueling pet, I guess, I think all pets are protective, but a protective pet. And their disclaimer, they weren't ready for this vote. Looks like they've been working on this for a little while, so they had to polish it off quickly. But as of right now, it is in the top 10, so they polish it off enough to be voted up. So the foundational ideas, it's a stealthy assassin. So it's able to use ASA pathing to find its way through bases to get to a target. Unfortunately for this person, that means this thing will not walk through doorways, up ramps, upstairs, and be completely lost. So really what it needs to use is ASE pathing to find its way through bases to get to a target. It can pass by turrets and alarms and creatures. That's kind of neat. Has special armor that allows them to be remotely controlled by a player. That is interesting. I think, what is it, the Noglin do that? I feel like in some way, shape, or form, I think the Noglin could do that. So another creature, shoulder pet that can do that. Pretty fun. The ability to largely ignore a player's armor when attacking them by constricting them. Constricting. I guess it'll jump up around their neck. According to that drawing. Okay. A dueling pet. It can be remotely controlled with a whistle item to attack with skilled combos, lunging, strangling, dodging, jumping on and off your shoulder. Okay, so we can kind of use it as like a weapon. All right. That's a unique idea. Let's see, mutation booster. Ability to boost mutation rates of nearby creatures. If you can pick which stat you're trying to mutate, that could be really good. That could be actually really, really good. It can grant unique, vibrant, or even glowy colors to creatures mutated by the Coelophysis. Unique colors. Okay. I mean, I like the glowy idea. If you could turn a regular creature kind of into an aberrant creature, that'd be neat. It's immune to torpor, radiation, and other effects. Protective tail scarf against toxins, gas, and environment when on your shoulder. Oh, I like that. Um, so it uses its tail. You could use it as a gas mask. Oh, this is a really versatile shoulder pet. Um, the size here seems like it's fairly big. It's almost bigger than a Pego. I don't know. This image is really cool looking though. The patterns, the colors. I really like that image. This looks like dossier stuff, so I don't want to do dossier until the end. So the uh, Coelophysis requires you to prove your worth in a tame and show you are a valuable companion to it, in contrary to the regular torpor taming method, as Coelophysis is immune to it. To do this, you have to knock out a large wild creature to the point that the Celio can kill it. The more health the creature has, the more taming this would provide. So you knock something out, damage it, and let the dino kill it, and then rinse repeat. That's that's not too bad. Um the more health creature has, I wonder, does it work? Like if you bring a tamed creature, unclaim it, knock it out, and bring it down, can you use that as a method to tame this thing? All right, that's. Oh no, it says wild right there. All that is nonsense. It says wild creatures. Okay, so you can't use tame creatures. All right, let's move on. Ignore that. I'll cut it in editing. Uh, Stealthy assassin. This thing is undetectable to many threats, like wild creatures, tame creatures set to aggressive traps and alarms, turrets, and parasaurs. Okay. Assassin. Again, here it is. This is the caveat that kills it. It's going to use the new ASA creature pathfinding, which we all know sucks. Can find its way through structures, builds terrains, find a nearby player, hop on the back of creatures to attack a player. When it reaches a player, it will start attacking them with its special constricting tail, which is described down here. Can jump on the necks and constrict a player, will drain their health directly, and will only minimally be affected by armor, allowing the Coelophysis to kill even heavily armored players that do not see it coming. So if you see it coming, you might be able to bullet it and run away, or it might have a small health pool. You could probably take it out. Um, the player can equip Flak, Riot, and Tech armor to the Coelophysis to boost their armor. Player can equip armor to boost the dinosaur's armor. A camera, heat vision camera, can be attached to the Riot and Tech variants of this special armor, allowing them to be controlled remotely. The tech form of this armor also allows them to temporarily stun players they jump onto and disable any nearby electronics for limited time. This is getting into like really complicated abilities. I like the idea of being able to remotely control the shoulder pet. That's neat, but this seems like it's trying to go way too deep. Like it's a neat idea. I just think it's trying to be too complicated. Dueling pet. When near you, the Coelophysis can be controlled by a special whistle item. The item can allow the dinosaur to perform special attacks on command. Each whistle is tied to a Coelophysis and can only control one of them. That's Armadago. Pressing the number keys while holding the whistle will allow Celio to perform special attacks. So you can move to the location you're pointing at. It can bite the target if it's close enough. It can lunge at the target from a distance, dealing a larger amount of armor-piercing damage. It can latch onto a target. It can strangle the target, reducing oxygen in the target 5 times the normal rate. Okay. Dodge can move to the side, dodge an attack. Dodging also provides a short damage reduction. Okay. Retreat. Celio immediately retreats from a target and will unlatch if latched. Return to shoulder. I like the idea of this. Mainly if you, I mean, in PvP, I kind of see how this would go, but that would be dangerous, of course, in PvP because you as a character would have to be managing your movement and the dinosaur's movement, and you would end up probably getting killed. Like while you're in the middle of trying to control the dinosaur, you get bolaed, lit on fire, stabbed, shot, whatever. Like in PvP, that just could be an interesting way to try to fight another player, but I think in reality it would be really difficult to manage both at the same time. I think someone who masters that would be really dangerous to go up against because then they can just run around the whole map with just their little shoulder pet and just murder everyone. And then for PvE, you want to do cave run on foot. You might be able to use this to fight multiple things at a time. It all depends on the health pool of this thing. But this is a really nice idea. I like the idea of being able to use it in a remote kind of sense and being able to use it as an actual pet to fight with, right? So the mutation booster, let's read about this real quick. Coelophysis has evolved to use element in combination with specialized stem cells to boost the mutation rate of offspring. It can use element shards or element ore to fuel a special mode it can use. It passively produces stem cells, which are also used as fuel. It requires a certain amount of element and stem cells for each baby that is mutated successfully. And that doesn't really tell me too much about what it can do with the mutating cells. Do you get to pick the stat that you're mutating? Is it random? I mean, I guess those would be decisions that Wildcard would make. They would probably make it random. And if I've learned anything from a Gigantoraptor, it would mutate oxygen more than anything else. Because Wildcard knows that oxygen is a horrible stat, and they push it. See, it has unique colors. The wild Coelophysis have unique colors that no other creature has. It cannot be mutated by normal means. To get these colors on other creatures, the Coelophysis has to mutate the offspring. That is to be mutated. Okay? The colors that the Coelophysis have will be passed to the creature. Alright, so when a creature is mutated, the Coelophysis looks like it has a chance to give one of its colors to the baby. That's neat. If you get a really cool looking Coelophysis, then that can show up on any of your creature. That's nice. Oh, and some of these colors may even glow. All right, the protective pet has a. We've already kind of looked at the scarf. This will protect you from the environment and toxins. Cnidaria stings, arthropleura acids, and aranio webs. So this is a really good caving shoulder pet. On your shoulder, the Coelophysis provides you with increased healing speed. Okay, and immunity is fully immune to radiation, torpor, and other toxins and poisons. Spores. Okay. It runs through some scenarios. So if you want to read that, you come here. Video's getting a little long, so I want to conclude this up. Yeah, so here's another really cool image. And we'll get into the dossier read. Coelophysis medens is a little scoundrel hiding behind a cute appearance. This clever opportunist always goes around the weakest target possible, and when they act in groups, they dare target bigger prey, as long as it's weak and vulnerable. When a creature is small enough, Coelophysis has a unique way to kill it. It wraps its thick tail around its victim's neck and strangles it, after sneaking behind the target. Moreover, killing one can be tricky, due to its ability to regrow lost tissues like a lizard. Could it be any more mischievous? As pesky as they are in the wild, Coelophysis turns into smart, versatile helpers once tamed. First of all, they're small and stealthy, which means they can be taught to sneak into bases and strangle enemy survivors with their tail. Maybe they could even hide explosives while everyone's looking away. Also, that tail makes quite the pretty scarf, an effective cover from poison gas and hazardous environments. But for more peaceful survivors, a tamed Coelophysis' true value lies in its healing properties. I'm not sure how they do it, but whatever allows them to regenerate so fast speeds up your own healing as well. Additionally, it seems to alter the genetic makeup of unborn baby creatures, using their pigments to mutate.